Hello, my mathematicians. Can you tell I have a mustache? Been doing this for a little while today, and I think I'm starting to lose it. Okay, but there, I shaved. My mustache is gone. Ta-da! Okay, so this week for math, you are going to be working on mass and volume. Fancy words. I just want to go over a quick couple of things so that you know what we're talking about, and then I'm going to let you get to work and you'll have the rest of the week to work on these things, but I'll make sure to put the video on the different activities just in case you want to rewatch it for some extra reminders. Okay, so the first thing you're going to talk about is you're going to be talking about grams versus kilograms. Now we're talking about grams. I love to think of it as this. Can you see this guy? This is a paper clip there. You see him? That's my paper clip. When you think of a gram is literally a paper clip. Okay, that's the easiest way to remember it. This is a gram. Gram, paper clip. Now, a gram is when we're measuring things. It's a unit of measurement either in weight. We use weight in the US, or the metric system, which is pretty much what everybody else uses. They call it mass, the amount of space something takes up. So when we're measuring things in the metric system, we call them grams, and kilograms for something that's heavier. In the US, you might be measured in pounds and ounces. So when my son was born, he was 8 pounds and 15 ounces, I believe. Yes, I think so. It's been so long, you guys, I don't even know. So that's kind of the difference between the US and the metric system. So we're thinking of the metric system right now just to kind of get you thinking about other places in the world and how they measure things. So this is a gram. Now I bet you're wondering, but Mrs. Heffa, what's a kilogram? Well, the beginning of kilogram or kilogram has kilo, K-I-L-O, and that actually means 1,000. So that literally means 1,000 grams. So it's like 1,000 of these guys, okay? So a kilogram is about 2.2 pounds if we were weighing it in the US. Or 1,000 paper clips. You could think about this is actually a pretty heavy book that I'm starting to read. I'm looking into it for a read aloud for next year called Word of Mouth. And it's this big, thick, heavy book, and it's a hardback. So it's pretty heavy. This is going to be about a kilogram. I haven't quite weighed it yet, so it might not quite be that heavy. But when I'm thinking of like 1,000 paper clips, I'm thinking that's about a kilogram, I think. I think that's pretty close. So when we're talking about grams and kilograms, that's what we're talking about. If you think about, I've got this letter here. There's a letter I have to mail. And when I'm thinking about it, it's about a paper clip. Maybe a little bit heavier, maybe a couple paper clips. I don't know. Like now I want to do some measuring. So when you're thinking about grams, think paper clip. 1,000 of them is a kilogram, okay? And it's about 2.2 pounds if we were thinking about US measurement. Now the second thing that you're going to do is you're going to look at milliliters and liters, and that has to do with measuring the capacity or volume of an object. So it's liquids. And when we talk about capacity, that's for us in the US, and volume is what they call it in the metric system. So milliliters, and I've got a couple of things here. This is my son's sippy cup. So it's got milliliters, it says ml, and then it's got fluid ounces. That's the US, okay? And milliliters is the metric, all right? So this is us, fluid ounces, and this, let's see, it looks like 1 ounce, so 1 fluid ounce in the US is about 30 milliliters. Or if you think about measuring a teaspoon when you're baking or cooking something, that's about 5 milliliters. So a milliliter is like, it's a really little amount. It's kind of like a raindrop when you think about, or if you're dropping like an eyedropper or drops in your ears, that's what that is. So it's kind of hard to picture. If you need to, I would suggest getting a spoon, little spoon, put a drop of water on it. Don't fill the whole spoon, okay? And that spoon, that little bit of water that's kind of like a raindrop on that spoon, that's a milliliter. Small, right? I mean, if you think about it, our 1 ounce here on my son's cup And if it goes up to here, I mean, that little space is 30 of them. That's crazy. So then we have to talk about liters. And you've probably seen the big pop bottles in the store that are 2-liter pop bottles. And that's 1,000 milliliters. Milli is 1,000. So 1,000, it's 1,000th of a liter, which I know sounds crazy. And you'll figure this out more in fifth grade when we talk about decimals with that thousandth thing. But a liter is like 1,000 of those milliliters. Now, what I do want to have you do today is I want to also have you go around and I want you to find things that have these measurements on them. So this is hand sanitizer here. And down here at the very bottom, it's got these measurements and it's kind of hard to read, but it says 7.6 fluid ounces or 225 milliliters, okay? And then I also have, when we're talking about the mass of something or the weight of something, this right here is, this is some treats for my son. This is 1.48 ounces or 42 grams. So this weighs about the same as 42 paper clips. Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, I have this cute little candle here. Let me open the tin. It smells like, it's supposed to be Dumbledore from Harry Potter. It's supposed to be his office smell. He likes lemon drop candy. So it smells like lemon drops, like lemon. It's very nice and pleasant. And this candle actually has this measurement on it too. It says 2 ounces down here at the bottom. So today and this whole entire week, what I want you to do when you're looking at anything in your kitchen or anything, any water bottle or anything that you're drinking out of, look for things that say milliliters and ounces and liters, and look for things that talk about teaspoons, tablespoons, cups. Look for things that talk about pounds. I mean, I showed you a couple of things here. This one's got ounces and milliliters. This one has ounces and milliliters, the same thing. This one had the ounces and the grams on it. So I just want you to go and have fun and look at all these things, do the tasks, send them to me, but really also look at some things in your house and what they weigh or the volume for liquids. So remember, we've got grams, like a paperclip, and then a kilogram, which is 1,000, and that's a unit of mass or weight when we're weighing how, heavy something might be. We usually do pounds and ounces in America. And then think about milliliters and liters. Remember, a milliliter is like a raindrop, which, well, it's really tiny, and liters are 1,000 of those. And sometimes we might measure those more in teaspoons or fluid ounces in the US. So have fun, look at those, don't forget to do the tasks, but if you find anything interesting, please take a picture and share it with me. I love this unit. I'm really bummed I can't do it with you because usually we spend our whole entire day going around the classroom talking about all our water bottles and stuff. So if you find anything interesting or cool in your house, feel free to take a picture and share it with me. All right, guys, have fun this week on math.